The strike lands before your brain can even register the movement. One silent coil, one explosive release, and in the blink of an eye, the boundary between hunter and hunted is violently erased. We tend to think of snakes as nature's flawless killing machines, masters of the ambush with zero margin for error. But perfection is a myth. Every single hunt is a roll of the dice, and every strike comes with the risk of sudden death attached. Snakes run on instinct, sharpened by millions of years of evolution. Their bodies are engineered for absolute patience, their senses tuned to pick up micro-movements, vibrations, and heat signatures that don't even exist to us. When the window opens, there is no thinking. Muscles fire in a chain reaction, launching an attack designed to end the conversation instantly. Yet for all that terrifying efficiency, they are not immune to failure. Miss a lunge by an inch or catch a prey animal on a bad day, and suddenly the hunter becomes the one fighting for its life. Down in the dark, cramped tunnels where sight is useless and reactions must be instantaneous, things happen with brutal clarity. One sudden twitch is all it takes to set it off. A defensive snap comes back with blinding speed. Pain, confusion, and instinct collide in a split second. The outcome is never guaranteed. Some prey possess reflexes just fast enough to break the snake's rhythm, going straight for the head, the only spot that truly matters. Lose control of the head and the dominance collapses immediately. These moments reveal a harsh truth about survival. Raw power is meaningless if your timing is off. Venom is useless if you miss. You can't constrict what you can't catch. Nature doesn't reward confidence, it rewards precision. And when that breaks, even a top-tier predator ends up retreating injured or worse. What you are watching isn't a highlight reel of easy victories. It is a collection of razor-thin margins where life and death are decided by fractions of a second. Each showdown exposes just how fragile that dominance really is, and why there is no such thing as a risk-free meal in the wild. If you want to understand how these silent assassins rise, fall, and sometimes barely escape with their scales intact, stick around. We are just getting started. If the tension is already gripping, you hit that like button right now and stay tuned, because the next encounter ramps the danger up to the breaking point. Inside tight spaces where escape routes disappear, speed is the only currency that buys you a tomorrow. A coiled body explodes forward, jaws gaping with mechanical precision, aiming not for chaos but for absolute control. The target is small, vulnerable, and dangerously close. For a heartbeat, the snake holds all the cards. This is the environment it was built for. Darkness, silence, surprise. But predators aren't the only ones with instinct. Some animals are wired to fight back before a thought even forms. A sudden flinch triggers a defensive storm. Limbs blur through the air, hammering down with purpose. Each impact targets the same spot. The head. Again and again. The rhythm shatters. The snake's momentum breaks its timing, thrown into total disorder. What should have been a clean execution turns into a frantic scramble just to stay balanced. Other times, confidence turns into arrogance. A small mammal moves freely, unaware or unwilling to believe that death is within striking distance. Warning signs are ignored. The snake adjusts its posture, muscles locking in, calculating the gap. When contact happens, there is no dramatic chase, just a minimal twitch and a perfectly placed bite. Venom does not need a show. It works in silence, efficiently shutting down muscles and extinguishing resistance without making a sound. These contrasting moments expose a brutal pattern. Survival doesn't belong to the fastest or the strongest alone. It belongs to the one who owns the first second of contact. Miss that window and everything changes. Nail it, and the fight is over before it begins. Some snakes take this principle to the extreme, hunting their own kind. These fights lack hesitation. No warning displays. No backing down. Chemical traces and body heat are enough to trigger a pursuit. When the target tries to hide, safety is just an illusion. The hunter drags it back into the open and consumes it without a fight. Venom is irrelevant here. Immunity replaces fear. Experience replaces caution. Every scene reinforces the same hard truth. In the wild, being the boss is a temporary gig. One moment of control defines the outcome. Lose it, and evolution shows no mercy. If you are starting to see how fragile survival really is, subscribe now and stay sharp, because the next chapter introduces opponents powerful enough to crush a snake without using venom at all. When size enters the equation, the rulebook changes. Speed is no longer everything. It comes down to raw power, pressure, and endurance. Against larger reptiles, a snake's best weapons feel dangerously limited. Venom needs contact, constriction needs space, and space is a luxury you don't always get. A massive opponent closes in without pausing, jaws clamping down with crushing force. There is no quick strike here, no retreat. The attack is relentless. Teeth designed to grip and tear do not let go. The pain is constant. The snake twists, searching for room to coil, but every movement is pinned. Without freedom, the constriction never forms. Control shifts completely to the one dictating the rhythm of the struggle. Elsewhere, snakes adapt by picking battles that minimize risk. A slow, silent approach toward a sleeping target requires no violence at all. No resistance, no counterattack. Energy is saved, not wasted. Specialized muscles do the work internally, crushing bones and extracting nutrients, discarding what can't be used. For predators that wait days between meals, efficiency is the only thing keeping them alive. Not every encounter favors the snake. Small but aggressive attackers exploit vulnerabilities with precision. Multiple limbs, multiple angles. Venom delivered straight to the nerve centers. Coils tighten and bodies knot together, but targeting the head changes everything. Once that focus is lost, the advantage evaporates. Against certain opponents, brute strength is useless, and positioning becomes your only defense. High above the ground, death arrives from the sky. Talons strike with absolute intent, locking down the most critical point instantly. Once the head is pinned, the battle is over before it starts. No venom can be delivered, no strike can land. The ruler of the ground becomes helpless in seconds. These confrontations reveal an unforgiving reality. Every species evolves to exploit a weakness. No adaptation is perfect. Every advantage has a counter. Survival isn't about domination. It is about avoiding the one matchup that leaves no escape. If these shifting power dynamics surprise you, leave a comment now and stick with us, because the next chapter dives into Venom on Venom battles, where hesitation means instant death. In environments thick with decay and silence, danger doesn't announce itself until it is already too close. A slow-moving predator advances with deliberate, calm tongue-flicking, tasting the air for trails left moments ago. When another serpent enters this space, the tension spikes instantly. There is no confusion, no curiosity, only recognition and intent. The display is brief. A raised body, a widened threat. Then the strike lands with surgical accuracy. The goal isn't a long struggle, but immediate control. Venom surges through the nervous system, shutting down resistance before the enemy can bite back. In battles between snakes, speed and placement decide everything. A delayed reaction is not forgiven. Paralysis hits first. Death follows quietly. Yet even Venom is not absolute. Some small mammals exploit speed and unpredictability rather than brute force. They attack without targeting the obvious weak point, instead biting repeatedly along the body. Pain accumulates. Muscles fatigue, precision fades. Thick fur and loose skin absorb the shallow strikes, reducing their effect. What looks reckless is actually calculated endurance. Exhaust the predator and the tables turn fast. Not all duels have a winner. On exposed ground, two equally matched opponents collide in a blur. One relies on venom, the other on reflex. Strikes miss by fractions of an inch. Bites land but fail to finish the job. As time passes, both bodies slow down. Nervous systems falter, blood loss mounts. In these rare moments, survival is denied to both. The wild offers no mercy for stalemates. These encounters dismantle the myth of invincibility. Venom can be resisted. Speed can be matched. Endurance can fail. Sometimes, survival demands a cost too high for either side to pay. If this chapter changed how you see Venom and Speed, tap that like button now, and stay with us, because the final chapter reveals why even victory can be dangerous. Along water edges and open ground, the final truth of survival becomes clear. Even a successful hunt carries consequences. A silent body glides forward, barely disturbing the surface. Beneath, the calm muscles tense, waiting for a single vibration. When it comes, the strike is nearly invisible. No sound, no struggle. The prey is dragged away before panic can spread. Speed replaces strength. Grip replaces venom. It is efficient, but it is not without cost. Consuming the prize renders the assassin exposed. A swollen frame dulls lightning reflexes, forcing sluggish motion. There is no quick exit now. Ironically, feasting poses the highest threat. An immobilized killer transforms into prey. Triumph for a fleeting instant invites frailty. Here lies the ultimate truth of the bush. Dominance is a borrowed crown. No edge lasts forever. Accuracy takes the kill, but endurance keeps the breath. One error wipes out an eternity of stalking. Even a flawless bite can spiral into lethal consequences just seconds later. Peril is the only constant. Whether in flash strikes or grueling standoffs, the wilderness offers no promises. Vipers persist not by constant victory but by shifting tactics, fading back and outlasting the odds where lesser creatures crumble. If these heart-stopping serpent clashes spiked, your adrenaline, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell. Stick with us as we plunge further into the brutal, unpolished truths of the animal kingdom's savage existence.